What's up, everybody? My name is Vincent. Welcome to Cryptolution, where we talk about everything under the moon in the crypto universe. Today is Tuesday, September 6th, and today we're going to be talking about the recent y00t mint. Now, what is that all about? In this video, we're going to actually share with you in the most convenient way what's been happening with the y00t mint, and also how other people have had their experience minting y00ts. And also we're going to look at the secondary market, how much these y00ts are selling for, and also where this price of these y00ts can go in the short to immediate term, because again, these YouTubes have not been burned to create a y00t, so we could experience more price action. So hopefully this video is informational, educational for you to find out if getting these YouTubes on secondary market or potentially buying the y00ts on secondary market could be a good investment for you. But again, none of this is financial advice. Again, this is only entertainment and my own financial opinion. So with that said, be sure to like up that button, subscribe to the channel, don't forget to join our Patreon page, and most importantly, please be careful to aim these scammers down in the comments below. I'll never reach out via WhatsApp, Telegram, direct messaging, or email. So please be careful and invest safely. So guys, let's get right into it. So there's a lot to cover, but we're going to simply cover that obviously there's a lot of delay within this mint. It was supposed to happen Friday, and then it was supposed to happen Sunday, and then it happened really late in the afternoon on Monday. So this is what happened. There's a blocker bug that occurred, and this small bug was preventing the team from continuing the process to make the website live because they didn't want any bad hiccups or bad experiences for users. And it kept being reviewed by CoinDesk and other media outlets saying, you know what, blocker bug, oh my gosh. But you know what, that's okay. The thing is, Frank even said, don't lie on this though. This CoinDesk article is bullish as F, because any publicity is good publicity. And so later on, even Degods News posted this and said, you know what, we're just going to go with this. This is kind of a meme within itself that it was going to get delayed regardless, and we don't know when it was going to happen. So people kind of assumed that it was going to be at Sunday at 2 p.m., but again, it said most likely, and it wasn't. In fact, it was a lot later on Monday afternoon. Now, let's go ahead and look at what happened when they started announcing that the mint was going to happen at 1 hour. So around 6 p.m. on September 5th, this was posted. And then people were starting to freak out like, oh my gosh, this actually is happening. People are really excited about it. And this was my experience. So in this video, which I'll share in the upper right hand side, I am sharing with you how my minting experience happened. And so luckily I was chosen for the scholarship program. And if you click on that link on the upper right hand side, you'll see how my minting experience went. But the secret was I actually logged onto the website 5 to 6 minutes before the website was supposed to go live. And luckily the mint a tube selection was actually right there, that little button. I clicked on it, and the minting experience was actually quite smooth. But other people had some really weird experiences about that, which we will talk about in a little bit. But anyways, I had a really great time doing it. It was quite easy, and I actually had a lot of fun. But like I said before, most people had a hard time trying to mint their YouTube. Like say for instance, this person, we have ETH Ritual, who was using their phone to mint the YouTube, and unfortunately using the phone, it just kept giving them an error message that it just failed to mint. And not only that, we also had this person who spent around 2 hours before they can actually finally mint the tube. So in case you're wanting to mint this tube and you're wondering what's going on with the website, maybe you're on the wait list, which we'll talk about in a little bit, then just be patient, just keep trying, it's gonna happen. But we'll also talk about the numbers of how many YouTubes have been minted and also how many are left to mint. But before we go there, let's go ahead and look at the secondary market, because again, this is the y00t mint tube on the secondary market. And right now at the time of the recording, there's 333 listed on the floor out of 15,000, right? Now there's almost 200,000 in trading volume in Solana, not USD, in Solana, which is crazy. Within 24 hours, that's the most massive volume of trading I've seen happen thus far, maybe since like OK Bears. But as you can see, people are even buying it as I speak right now. So would you buy it around 148 Solana? Well, that's up for you to decide. Hopefully this video is informational. Now, let's go ahead and look at Salami Mami, who also showed this. People were buying it at around 119 Solana and up because people were paper handing it. These people were flipping, who knows for what reasons. But again, they could take their profits, their liquidity, and buy other projects, buy other NFTs within the marketplace that they couldn't afford before. But again, was this a really good decision on their part? In my perspective, I don't think that was a good decision at all. I think they ended up paper handing it at a way lower cost when they could just simply be patient, because there is a promising team behind it. Now, as you can see here, there are so many people paper handing this, is almost absolutely ridiculous. And that's absolutely okay if they decide to do that, because again, it depends on their circumstance. Maybe they have to pay for bills or whatever. But if you really want to know how many YouTubes are available or how many have been minted, check this website out. This is called Y00t.wtf. So Y00t.wtf. Now on this website, you can actually see how many of these YouTubes have been minted. So at the time of this recording, there are around 11,255 out of 1,500, which is really interesting. Now I'm going to click on this. It says show Degods versus y00t and DAO pool. So this allows you to understand how many y00ts were minted on the y00t, which are the scholarship people, and also the DAO pool minted. And the DAO pool is when NFT collections allocate a certain amount of NFTs for their fans, for their users, for their holders, because they contribute an amount of dust tokens into the DAO. And also, let's talk about how many Degod holders who were allocated a YouTube for themselves, and only 67,000 out of 10,000 of those people have been able to mint. Maybe they don't have dust tokens available, or maybe they're just on vacation, they haven't had time to mint. But either way, that's a lot available for people to buy if they want to score it on secondary, or if they're going to be part of a waitlist, which we will talk about. But this is obviously the amount of transactions between how many people bought for how many Solana and how many people minted for this amount of dust tokens. So this allows you to go to this website, check it out. It's really awesome, really effective. Now, Jack is a sports player and he has 120,000 followers, and he called this the mint of the year. Let's effing go. But we also have Altcoin Daily. Know how many people they have? They have 1.2 million followers. Even it gains their attention. And Solana is now being a part of this awareness. Now people are turning their eyes towards this NFT, and it's hard to ignore all this huge news around it. So that's really huge to see that reaching publicity. Now let's talk about the 3 different ways that you may see your application. If you submitted for an application for the scholarship, this is the 3 different ways that you could have had a result. Now if you passed, then you were able to mint depending on how many dust tokens you have. And if you don't have any dust tokens, then you would have to accumulate those dust tokens. But if you pass, this is what your application will look like. But also there's some that say you do not pass and that you can participate in a raffle. So that means if you have dust tokens and you did not pass, well, even if your application was rejected, you can submit dust tokens into this raffle to hopefully be allocated 1 y00t for yourself. But again, it depends how many tickets that you submit, how many dust tokens you submit. But again, that's a lot to bet on. I personally, even if I was not passing in terms of the application, I wouldn't participate in the raffle, because again, I'd rather not risk the money to, put in a raffle, but use that to invest in other NFTs or just save it. Why risk it, right? But that's just me. It's up to you to decide what's right for you. And next up, we have the waitlist. This is the most important part, right? If you were waitlisted, then you actually have the opportunity to buy one of these y00ts really soon. What do I mean by that? Now, if you're on the waitlist, you will be notified via y00ts. Make sure to follow y00ts on their Twitter page, because they will announce when the waitlist will be live and that people on the waitlist can buy first come first serve basis with their dust tokens to mint a y00t. So do not fall behind. As you've seen, there's a ton of spots available based on what y00t.wtf website has provided. So you may have a chance to get this without having to pay 148 Solana by just paying around 30 Solana, which is equivalent to around 375 dust tokens. So keep that in mind. Now, this was posted by y00ts. It said, pinning this tweet so we can start focusing on meme supporting the community. Now, if you're on the waitlist, please wait for an official announcement for when that opens up. If you already have a spot, you can still mint your tube on our website. So that means that there's some people that were allocated a spot, but they haven't been able to mint because they don't have enough dust tokens. So this is really why it's important. And this was posted at 1:22 p.m. Pacific time today, at September 6th. So keep that in mind. Stay in touch. Follow them on y00ts. Don't follow any other Twitter page. Follow this one that has 104,000 followers, right? Make sure it has people that you know following this page right here down below. Now, this one's really important that I want to share with you from y00ts. Now, 100% of the scholarship applications have been reviewed. Again, this was announced yesterday. Now, all 71,000 applications have received their final status. Guys, 71,000 applications. That's a lot. Now, please stand by for an announcement for when the mint will begin, which we already know happened yesterday. So keep that in mind, 71,000 applications. So the people that did get accepted or were put on the wait list, think of it like this, and I think someone put it up in a really good perspective, and that was Boosted Emily. This is for the people who made it on the y00t list. We all basically got into Harvard. Now, Harvard University has reached around 5% acceptance rate. Think of it in terms of y00t list, which was a 4.9% acceptance rate. Let's go. So if you got accepted, you were part of the 4.9%. This is really like the best scholarship you could have been a part of, and how huge this is. So while you got a great deal of around 30 Solana or 375 dust tokens, give or take, For the floor price to be around 148 Solana, that is the lowest tier. I think that this is going to reach way higher prices, especially when we get to burn our YouTubes to create our Ute NFT. It's going to be astounding. There's so much traction behind this project. And also, Utes posted this yesterday. What's the most efficient way for me to follow all the tube holders on this app? So if you keep your tube or your YouTubes in your wallet, this could be a way for the Ute social media page to follow you. And they said, I would say Uteless, but you know, some of these MFers paper handing their tubes instantly. All good, let's see what happens. So they're saying, if you want to list it, go for it, but you're gonna miss out on something. What could that be? So keep your YouTubes in your wallet. And Frankie Degods even said what DJ News reported, declares his best is yet to come for the holders. That is huge. And don't forget, Dust Lab, which is the company behind the Dust tokens, has a whole bunch of money in seed round investments from major players like FTX Adventures, Solana Ventures, and also Moon, Magic Eden, and other partners. There is something big building behind not just the NFT collection, but for the native Dust token that will contribute back to Ute holders and Degod holders and Degods holders. Keep that in mind. And the Dust token, if you're wondering, is around $2.12 in case you want a dollar cost average, or if you think or speculate that the Dust token will grow in value over time. And if you think about it, the Dust token has actually taken quite a far of a dip at its all-time high of around almost $3.62, all the way down to $2.17. So is this a good time to dollar cost average? Well, it's up for you to decide. Now, what is my closing statement? Guys, at around 148 Solana, if you have the funds for it, man, maybe this is a good time to buy another one of these NFTs for around 4,000 USD to 148 Solana. But again, that's up for you to decide. But I personally am not selling my YouTube. I'm going to burn my YouTube to create a Ute, and I'm going to use a Ute, and I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to take profit on it because I feel there's something beyond the NFT that we don't know. Is it potential airdrops? Is it potential staking abilities? Who knows what it's going to be? But I believe Ute is a great NFT. It's the next Bored Ape Yacht Club of Solana. And again, this is gaining a lot of steam. So this is my perspective. It's up to you to decide. I hope this has been informational and educational for you to make a decision for yourself and that you will be a part of the Utopia community. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like up that button, subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to join our Patreon page. I'll see you guys next time.
Thanks for watching Cryptolution. Register on our Patreon page for our insider training tips and more. And don't forget to click on the affiliates link below to receive sign-up bonuses and access the Global Crypto Assets Exchange. Invest safely, and we'll see you on the next episode of Cryptolution.